And then let's add one extra little factoid in there. This is the list of states opposing Joe Biden's vaccination mandates. That's a lot of states. That's over half the country. Anybody else remember what happened in this country the last time the military was self-dividing and half the states hated everything the White House was doing? This is the map for the Texas election lawsuit.
They couldn't just let this one-man protest go on.
One man on his own, infecting nobody, doing nothing but saying, careful now, down with this sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's too much for the commie New Zealand authorities to deal with.
Apparently so. So it goes on to say, an account on Instagram, post criticised Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern and the government for destroying the economy and destroying jobs. Yeah, it should be your choice. You shouldn't be compelled to take anything or put anything in your body by the government. That's
the Liberal position, but
yes,
that
it is indeed. Supposedly the protests in France have been continuing. This is the 7th one in a row. The last one was 200,000 people. I don't think there's any chance of stopping, but I thought it's important to cover this stuff because very few outlets actually are bothering anymore. So it is important to know that people are actually, letting their objections be heard and not giving up. And I think a lot of people get the feeling that they have been given up on in a way and nothing's going to change, but it doesn't have to be that way.
That's if we make it. It's quite a strong headwind. Zoe keeps getting a splosh in the face, and it's nothing to do with me. It's her stroke technique, I think. I'm being rude. Just play along with it.
Of course, the verified checkmark queer response, which is well done Manchester, trans flag, homo flag. I don't know what the right term for that conservative pride flag is at this point, because it's no longer the LGBT flag, is it? It's the LGB flag.
I'm not, just as a matter of principle, I'm not keeping track.
I know.
They've got that one rainbow flag, that's it. I'm not going to allow any others.
It is also true that I would say there are far too many human beings on this planet. I'm not saying that we should get rid of people, I'm not saying that at all. But from a factual standpoint, just objectively looking at it, there probably are too many people on this planet. And just let me add that again, because some people, they will misunderstand on purpose. I'm not saying we should get rid of people. I'm not saying that. Because, do we have any volunteers? I will not volunteer to help reduce the population on this planet. Certainly not. I'm quite happy being alive. So we're not going to ask anyone to do that, and we're not going to ask anyone not to have kids. We're not going to do any of that.
We're in full-scale propaganda. You got John Cena issuing his Mandarin apology over accidentally. What do you do? You call Taiwan a country?
When it comes to John Cena in that specific situation, part of me doesn't really blame him, because I feel like at the same time he was probably also looking out for everybody involved in those films that he's been making.
I blame him 100%.
Because that's the thing is,
bro, you got to take responsibility. You can't let people off the hook for this stuff.
You probably got over hundreds of thousands of jobs on the line between the marketing department, distribution, people in production, your fellow actors, everything, people in the management. It's like hundreds of thousands of jobs based around him as being the centerpiece. All these movies are now specifically pretty much tailored around getting the Chinese distribution. So if he came out and if he was like, I'm not going to apologize to China, F China, they would instantly cut every single movie deal he had. Either some of these movies probably would have been hundreds of millions of dollars in the toilet, gone, or they would spend tens of millions of dollars to replace him.
Good.
But then it hurts.
So what?
Hundreds of thousands of people who had nothing to do with anything.
Too bad.
The people in the production, the people in the unions,
Too bad.
Just all he has to do is
we
go out
shouldn't
and
be
say
doing
sorry.
deals with
We
these
shouldn't be
country
doing
with
deals with
concentration camps that are going to pull something
No,
like
we
this.
shouldn't, and I
we should
think-
say, do you want the movie or not? Have it or leave it.
He would probably be sued for hundreds of millions of dollars too. So
Good.
It's like all you got to do is say sorry to China, and everything gets to keep going as normal. Or you don't say sorry, and now you're going to be in the fight for your life.
You know
till
what,
the
Joey?
End of your life.
You're right. It's just 15 days. It's just a mask. It's just a vaccine. It's just a booster. It's just a booster every 5 months. It's just your twice daily Pfizer pill. It's just. No, you
But
put your
that's
foot down
restrictive on
and you
freedom.
say, sorry, China, I'm apologizing for not apologizing, okay? I'm saying sorry. I'm not going to apologize to you.
I think it's just going to open up a whole can of worms of shit that he's going to have to deal with for the rest of his life just for 2 little words.
Yep. So you want to bend the knee to the Chinese Communist
I don't
Party,
know,
or do you want to stand up and live on your feet?
I had zero expectations. I had sub-zero expectations, given James Patterson's essentially turned himself into Tom Clancy without the quality control, folks. My expectations were playing limbo with dust mites. Rather appropriately, in a complete vacuum, this book would still suck.
You get you will have the filthy, disgusting communist point of view of this. By the way, the guy who is running around in chat calling me the fash, but claiming not to be a communist, that is some that's delicious. There's some more, haymarketaffairfilm.com. There's a film about this where a bunch of filthy, disgusting communists try to inform you that filthy, disgusting communists were indeed good people, even though they're filthy, disgusting communists. What are you going to do?
There are women who sympathize. Like I'm one of them. I think the situation for men who are at the bottom of the social totem pole, and like I said, the men at the bottom of the social ladder, where you have the bottom rung, and then you have 2 levels below of guys that women are almost not even aware of, unless they get too close, and then most women are mean to them. And I think to be in that situation would be horrible, and people who treat other people the way those guys get treated for being socially awkward or for being different, for being poor, for whatever reason, for being unattractive, are the scum of the earth. People who treat people like that for any of those types of reasons are just the absolute scum of the earth. And I have no sympathy for women who get creeped out or women who get told scary stories and then shy away from men who are socially awkward. I have zero sympathy at all, because you listened, right? And you didn't listen to your own instincts, and you didn't listen to your ears. You didn't look at what was right in front of you. You listened to some stupid idiot on a internet forum giving you a campfire story that could never happen, and then you treated a real person like shit. After going through the female dating strategy forum on Thursday's show and a couple of weeks ago also, I've lost all sympathy for women who complain about not being able to find a guy and then treat those guys like shit.
We're moving as fast as humanly possible to get it done.
Doing the best we can.
It's important to know.
And I wish I was making this up again, but I'm not. This is not a meme. This is the Salmon Springs Park Autonomous Zone. Now, I'm going to say that again. Salmon Springs Park Autonomous Zone, which makes this the SPAZ. Or the SPAZ. No, really. I didn't name this. I didn't make this up. Antifa made another autonomous zone, and it's the SPAZ. These people in self-awareness are just, they're not friends. Seriously. Antifa has now turned Salmon Springs Park into an autonomous zone. So again, we have the new SPAZ. This is the area around the SPAZ. No, there is no audio. At least I don't have any. Some various people walking around. There's quite a few people who walk through the spaz. This is the Polish American Brotherhood walking through the spaz. She is a great lady who does great things. However, going to the spaz is probably... I can't believe they named this the fucking spaz. They kind of just wander around and they eventually get yelled at by some fat idiot. It's full of exactly what you'd expect. Don't they consider spaz ableist language? I'm shocked they didn't start a circular firing squad over triggered outrage. Well, I don't know if they realize that they have created the spaz. I have as yet to see anyone who is called it the spaz other than me, but no less it is the spaz. These people are horrible. Fascists out of PDX. This is the same thing. They have already put up their fencing and started to put up little barriers and so they have created the spaz. I can't wait to see who the spaz warlord is, by the way. And dear Portland, I know I'm probably not the guy you're answering requests for, but no less, if you could get me like a guy with Parkinson's or maybe some other degenerative disease of some variety, and he could be the warlord of spaz, just perfect. And so they started a little fire, right? Because they love doing this. There's always a fire in the middle of the street if Antifa's hanging out somewhere too long. Bunch of bricks and rocks. This is what the beginnings of presumably the Chaz looked like as well. I hope the spaz new warlord has a cool code name. So we need to hook this guy up, right? Shakes the warlord spaz, or the spaz warlord. Shakes the spaz warlord. I think that would be good. Hopefully, if we're truly lucky, this guy will have like MS or something, because that level of circular mockery, it's going to be good. Look, epilepsy, that's good. That's great. That way we can start flashing lights at them. Go get those LED flashlights. So you just hit the button on the back a couple times, so you can have an interview with the warlord of spaz, and just right in the middle of the interview, just start flicking the flashlight in his face. That's good. We need this. Do you hear me, spaz? I need the warlord of spaz to have epilepsy. All right? Make it happen. We now have a spaz, not just a Chaz. Shoot lasers at them. We should do this. They're burning stuff. It's the usual game with these people. What are you going to do? They start a garden yet? No. I have as yet to see a garden. I did go looking this morning. I wanted to see if we had gotten past a box laid on the ground with dirt thrown on top of it with a potted plant on top, because I want something more ridiculous than that. So hopefully the spaz will have something close to that, right? Something just truly ridiculous that they are doing to call a farm or something. The George Floyd Autonomous Zone, they just walked into plant shops, took things off the shelves, and set them all next to each other and went, this is the garden. So we're going to have to get above that as well. Threw boxes on the ground, threw dirt on them. Oh, remember they tried to rename Chaz to Chop. That's true. Does that mean we're going to go from Spaz to Spop? I mean, Anti-Commie for $3. South Portland, East Township, Zoological Neighborhood. Autonomous Zone. Spetsnaz. Okay. Oh my God. The gym for $3. I vote we name him Warlord Palsy. I'm okay with Warlord Palsy. That's all I'm saying. Did fag? We're now insulting each other. Fair. Carry on. Metal Minister for $3. No, he should be named Wiggles the Spaz Warlord. Okay. I mean, I'm not opposed. On this here fine Monday, we should enjoy Antifa getting the hell beat out of them in their own city of Portland, because screw them. And the only thing they've asked for years, get the cops out of here, they finally got, and they cried like children. It was beautiful. And remember, fight the progressives wherever you find them, and fight them like your life depends on it, because it does.